CHICKEN. Use the code chicken in the shop. CHICKEN. Use the code
Guys, the chicken is here. We are back today with another Boom Beach video. In today's video, guys, we're going to go over how you guys can get into the top 500. And if I can do it, you guys can too. So I want to go over the best tips for the start of every warship season. We do have season 29 coming up just on the horizon. So I felt like it would be a good time just to do a little primer, go over some of the basics, and hopefully this helps you guys out. So also, season 29 is going to be live on the channel Chicken Gaming. I'll try to throw a video up or something like that. It won't let me link the channel for some reason. It's kind of small, I guess that's why. But make sure to subscribe there if you do not want to miss the start of season 29 Protos. So, the top 500, guys. The top 500. First, what we should do... Oh, also, I want to give a big shout out to someone in the comments that told me how the Lasertron damage is calculated yesterday. That was definitely interesting. It does 100% damage at the back and 50% at the front. That's why I smoked them. Wasn't really a good a good idea or a good use of them or whatever. So, all right. So, how to get to the top 500? Now, the thing with the top 500 and competitive warships play and trying to rank on the leaderboards and things like that. It's really going to be hard to do it if you didn't do a good job on the previous season. That's not to say it's impossible. It's just you're going to have a little bit more work cut out for you if you have a lower finish. But I mean, every time that you rank up higher than you did in the previous season, it's going to give you an even better chance at the next season. So don't be disheartened or you know, I know last season was tough. A lot of you guys got stuck. Around the diamond mark or a little bit before diamond, which is fine as long as you make the right tech tree path choices out of the gates for season 29. So the biggest thing is to just plan beforehand, right? We want to have an idea of what the tech tree is going to look like. Typically, there's always sneak peeks posted on YouTube. You guys know that if you watch the channel a few days before the season starts, so you can kind of get an idea of what your of what the tech tree is going to look like. Maybe some good starting path ideas, but you know, the more I play warships, the more that I realize you can kind of theory craft or you know, have an idea of the tech tree path you're going to take. You can do that until you're blue in the face. The best thing to do is just always just to sit back and see what the top guys have, what the top guys are doing, what path that they're taking. You also want to make sure that you push right away. Now, you don't have to set an alarm for 3 a.m. Like the chicken does. It is definitely helpful to do that. But at the very least, you know, you don't want to sit too long. You don't want to wait too long, because the way the chests work in warships is they start on a timer. So you'll get your chest every 8 hours, and warships obviously is all about the chests. So the sooner you can get that clock started, because you start at 4 to 4 chests, and you're not going to be gaining any chests until you open that first one. So the faster you can open that first one, the more overall tech you'll have throughout the season, compared to if you you know, you sat on that chest and you didn't open it for you know, half the day or something like that. It's going to get you, you know, maybe that could equal 100 keys, a couple extra diamond chests at the end of the season, which could be pretty dramatic depending on your, you know, where you're at and stuff. So how easy are Lasertrons to use? I just love this. It's so like chill. So yeah, pushing right away. Always very important. You want to be kind of familiar with everything. I mean, you know, I've definitely found myself in a few spots where I wasn't the greatest with rocket choppers, and I had a hard time using them for a while. I feel like I'm decent enough with them now that I can use them. That when getting to, like, just for an example, getting to rocket choppers early or seekers early, when getting when going there is you know, is kind of the meta or the best thing to do at the time, and you're not great with them, you know, that's going to hold you back a bit. So just getting comfortable with some of the troops, whether you have to sacrifice the season to do it, or you can play in an alternate account or something like that, just to get more used to using those specific troops. It's just gonna, you know, increase your ability to play, and just make you a better warships player overall. So now the next thing kind of goes back to the start, where your entire season is basically planned around or impacted by how you did the previous season. Typically what happens is the guys at the top they'll have a lot of chests starting at the beginning of the season, right? They'll have a lot of carryover, so they can get more tech, which just means stuff that we unlock in the tech tree, whether that's offense, defense, whatever it is. They can get more of that and get out to a head start simply because they have more chests off the start. So usually what ends up happening there is they will bypass a lot of stuff. Typically at the start we've got heavies, we've got machine guns, sniper towers, flamethrowers, cannons, mines. They might skip a lot of that, grab heavies, or just go straight from 2 engines to 3 engines, maybe up to 4, and grab whatever it is that's really good, shock launcher, maybe a heavy choppers there early or something like that, and they'll skip everything and go for that one piece just because they have enough keys to get there before anybody else does. So that can be a good idea. It can be a good idea for a lot of people to do that, just depending on where you start at the start of the season, right? So, say for example, there's something really good, but it's past 5 engines. It might not be a good idea to put all your eggs in that basket to try to get there if you don't have a lot of starting keys, because what's going to end up happening is you're just simply going to miss out on a bunch of, you're not going to have anything to compete with. So you're going to be stuck in iron or wherever that is, if iron or wood maybe, while you're just holding keys waiting to get to 5, and then you're going to miss out on rank chests. You're going to be ranking up slower, and it might just put you in a position that it's too tough to crawl out of right at the beginning of the season. So you don't want to make that mistake either. So you got to find that right balance between tech riding and base riding. Typically what I do is at the beginning of the season, if you guys watch the live streams, I try to play it pretty safe. It's pretty rare that I'll go really out of my way to get something unless I know it's going to be good, or I just want to gamble on it. So typically it's better to play it safe, get your defenses, build up your base, and then kind of assess from there. But the best way to do it is to just get what you need, like landing crafts, heavies, maybe maybe upgrade the gunboat a little bit, upgrade flares a little bit, and then kind of go and then just hold back and then just wait from there. Ooh, that's a nice chest, or that's a nice dive. Hold from there, see what the top guys are doing, see what everyone else is running. Be plugged into the community, whether that's Discord, Telegram, YouTube, Reddit, whatever it is. There's a million different ways to reach other people playing this game. Facebook, so if you're able to do that, then that's going to put you in a better position, and it's going to be less frustrating and less guesswork on your part as well. So from there, if you're not doing well or you're still having problems, there's a couple obvious things I would say that we can address. So first up is the base. Now, your base in Warships, especially at the beginning of the season, should be getting changed almost at the most twice a day. I would say at least daily for the first week of Warships. If you're not doing that, then you're straight up at a disadvantage. And if you're losing a lot, and it could be your base holding you back. So it's definitely something that you want to address and make sure that you're using, whether it's the best base at the time. It's going to be impossible basically to stay on top of the same base and always have it ready to go, but it's definitely something to check and keep in mind. I just remembered you guys said I have some mic problems, so I'm just going to put that right directly in my mouth. Okay, so we talked about that. Yeah, the offense, obviously you want to make sure that you're using the best troops on offense. That makes sense. You're using them well. A simple way to do this, guys, is just to really just watch your replays. Watch what you're losing to, watch what you're beating, and from there, you can just see what works and what doesn't work based off replays. That's just a quick, easy way to do it. So I would recommend just simply watching replays if you're not sure if your attacking is up to snuff. The next part is effective tech. This is something I was able to take advantage of a little bit last season. Simply knowing when to push. There's a couple times in season 28 where I simply didn't play at all. I did, there was a day or two that went by right towards the end of the season where I just collected my chests. I knew I didn't have anything good. Everyone else was going to have something a little bit better than me. So I just simply sat on my chests and I waited to get, heavy choppers, bombardiers, whatever that ended up being, and then waiting to push from that point on. So, that's what we call effective tech. just simply knowing when to push, when to apply the gas, when to apply the brakes. You know, at the very end of the season comes knowing when to park. You got to watch the leaderboard. You got to make sure that you're not going to lose your spot on that last day. And it's typically, you know, if it's a longer season, it's usually 25 to legendary. If it's a shorter season, it's usually 24.50 is the cutoff. Last season, a little bit lower, being 24 and 7 or 8 stars. Or was 24 and 1 stars, I think, something like that. So that is your Warships primer, guys. I hope that helps you guys out. If you have any other tips and tricks, make sure to let me know down below in that comment section. And yeah, best of luck on season 29, guys. Rest up this week. Get prepared mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. It's going to drain everything we got, as it always does. But it's also a lot of fun. And I cannot wait to see the beginning of the season, because that's always best. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap up the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Fingers crossed that this video does not have processing issues. But we'll see you in the next one. Chicken out. Back.